Hello everyone, Nordic Beast here, and welcome back to Sprocket. So today I decided I wanted to make an HSTV-L in the game. For those who don't know what it is in War Thunder, and it was an American prototype tank, late 70s, early 80s, and its name stands for High Survivability Tracked Vehicle Light. Now I named this one the HSTV-L 92 because I realized that my chassis started looking like the T-92, which is another prototype American tank in War Thunder that I really like. But the vehicle itself, the HSTV-L, was designed for high survivability, as it says in the name, using conventional means other than composite armor and things of that nature. And the idea was extreme angling. And so even though you have the most minimum of armor values, you still have the highest effective armor thickness because of your extreme angles. So the upper front plate is actually at 81 degrees, the same as an M1 Abrams. And there's actually two plates on this one. I didn't merge them together because something funky in the game happens when I do, and I actually lost a previous HSTV-L that I had designed that I ended up scrapping to build this one. But that lower upper plate, I ended up making slightly thicker than normal, just to kind of keep the same general armor values. But overall, I really enjoyed making this thing. It's crazy how well the HSTV-L translated to like conventional World War II technology. Just super angling, lightweight, all that. Now, it took me about half an hour to design this, and then maybe an hour messing with the engine and transmission. And so I ended up cutting that hour out just to show you the general build. Now overall, the vehicle does actually handle pretty well. I'm quite pleased. It's probably my best handling vehicle so far. The gun is 76 millimeter, and I gave it the longest casing I could get. And it also has a 3 meter long barrel on top of the, I think, 1 meter long, like the base of the base of the barrel. So it's a high velocity gun, and it fires it has about 148 millimeter pen, and so it can take on a Panther frontally, but usually in the turret. It's a little different. It's not as bouncy as in, say, War Thunder. But it handles well. Turret speed's nice. I can't complain about it. Now you'll see later that I have modified the vehicle further. I did do a bit more on it, and I have continued to mess, and probably will continue to mess with this thing, just trying to get every little ounce of whatever out of this thing, like value out of it. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with this. This is definitely my favorite build so far, and I've made a couple of things in here. So, well, you guys get to talk to future me in the hangar. So, enjoy. Here's our finished product. So as you notice, it looks a bit different than in the build process. That's because after building for a half an hour, just shaping it and getting it roughly what I wanted, I spent like an hour on the engine and transmission, and then I decided to take a break and I ate dinner. And when I came back, what's funny is there was actually an update to the game that updated the suspension, so I had to fix the suspension because it was maxed out and this thing was like towering high. But after that, I decided to look at a picture of an HSTV-L, and especially for the turret, not so much the body. I feel like I did pretty well on that, other than maybe the lower plate. It could be a little more angled. But with the turret, I decided to flatten it and angle it more. Not as good as I'm going to get with something conventional, because the HSTV-L's turret is anything but conventional. I also added some exhaust back here, which, as I mentioned before, mixed with the cooling vents, you can figure out where your engine is. So I am still dealing with transmission and engine issues. Like, still. What's funny is I took this thing out into like a combat mission, and I had shortened the idler wheel back a little bit. And all of a sudden, this thing just started, like, I would try to turn it right, and it would turn left, and then start turning right, and it was all because of shortening the track length and moving the idler wheel back. So I moved it back forward, and it's fine now. And take a look here at the transmission. So the first gear here, you notice, is quite high, and then it gradually goes down. What's funny is the goddamn thing will never go past, like, I think 5th gear. So no matter how many gears I add, whatever ratio I put, it'll never go to the top gear, and I don't know why. 3rd gear, it's fine, sort of. It will hang on 3rd gear before it switches to 4th at, like, the top RPM that's red, and that's an issue because it can damage your engine. And if you stay in the red long enough, your engine will damage and it'll eventually break or catch fire and, well, break. In reverse, this thing's all right, but then it quickly reaches the highest RPMs. It drives me nuts. So, well, you guys will see here. Now, that's not to really say that I have any problems with the vehicle. I have it's issues with how the game works. So, you notice I'm in 3rd gear. In 3rd gear, in the top left there, you see my RPMs, and the RPMs are starting to max out in the red because I'm in 3rd gear. And then it'll switch to 4th here soon. Yep, I'm in 4, or I was. That little bounce did it. I was in 4th again. All right, this road, it will be the way to do it. Let's go ahead and turn here. And this thing also gets up to about 60, 65 kilometers an hour. It's about 40 miles an hour, which is pretty damned impressive. However, you'll notice here just about now, yep, there it is. My RPMs start flashing red, and I'm still accelerating. And my engine's just basically tearing itself apart at this point. So, whoop, we'll go ahead and turn back around. And so, something I would like to see in the game is like a governor to limit how fast your engine can go. Or, you know, how fast your tank can go, rather. Because, like, right now, if I had a limiter, if I had a governor of some sort, I could put it at 55 kilometers an hour, and it would be fine. But I can't. And so, the only thing I can do is, like, kind of do one of these. And that gets irritating after a while. I don't want to have to sit there and, you know, press W, let go, press it, and let go, press it, and let go. So, let's see if I can injure some of my crew here. Wee, boop. Nope. Hey, that was a nice bounce, though. Now, because of that 1st gear being, you know, a higher gear ratio, like, this thing can handle cliffs relatively well. Sometimes it'll get stuck, though, where it just kind of stops and starts going backwards. So, I mean, I got a fair bit of momentum here. This might work. Yeah, it's going. Awesome. But you notice it's going into the red while doing it, and it's getting very angry with me. Oh, yep, look at the bottom left. That little icon that's yellow, that's my engine. So my engine is starting to get damaged because of going into red too much. And there ain't shit I can do about it. Now, I say that because I've spent hours tampering with the transmission settings and the engine settings, and there just ain't shit I can do. It drives me crazy. But, I mean, overall, the vehicle handles really well. I like how it works. I would love to see it not break itself just by driving. Even if it meant a little bit of a sacrifice in performance. I just want the damn thing to work, but I don't know how to get it to work. All right, I might get stuck here. Come on, come on. Don't you get stuck. Sometimes it likes to just... Yep, there it goes. This is a 50-50 hill. There we go. Don't you go into them trees. What are you doing? Am I stuck on something? No. Oh, it's just it didn't want to go up that little berm. Yeah, going backwards, this thing does not handle well. What are you moving on? All right, you're starting to drive me nuts. Come on, push. There we go. That got me moving. I don't know. It's weird. I've been stuck in that area before where it just like it just wanted me to spin out and didn't want to work correctly. I don't know. I am noticing a lot more frustrating characteristics about the game the more I play it. Not to say that it's bad. I still maintain, hey, it's early access. I get it. It's just I want it to work. So this has taught me, just a few things I would love to see in game. Now, number one is definitely a better feel for like traction, and like I said, a speed limiter, a governor for your tank would be wonderful. I don't know, it's more intuitive explanation on the engines. And then outside of that, there's things I would like to see, such as wheels. I would love to be able to make wheeled armored cars, or just armored cars in general, or wheeled tanks. I would love to see autocannons. I mean, it doesn't even have to be like modern stuff. I mean, in World War II, they had the 40 millimeter Bofors and the 20 millimeter Orlikins and stuff like that. Ammunition options like APDS or APFSDS or heat rounds and HVAP ammo. And it'd be nice if it would be modeled correctly too, unlike War Thunder. That drives me crazy. But yeah, so that's my HSTV-L, and that's also some of my thoughts and feelings on the game. Last little bit. Let's go ahead and give you guys a peek at the armor here. So there's two plates here. There's a lower upper plate and an upper plate, and the lower one is 76 millimeter, just to kind of help with the same armor scheme here. The upper plate's 38 millimeter though, and so is this lower one, which I might angle back further. We'll see. Turret ring is 38 millimeter. Now, I wouldn't mind it being smaller, but I want it up high enough to be clear of this vent back here. So that's where it is right now. A little bit of a weak spot, very Abrams-esque. Here, 38 millimeter, but you notice it's still like 90 to 95, 96 millimeter here. Up here, you got about 112 to 120. On the sides, look at that. Like 137 up to, like 152. So it's pretty nice. They're all 38 millimeter plates, like I said, except for this one right here, 76. Back here, 20 millimeter. And it works pretty well. Now, in combat situations, I get punched through, obviously, here, and this roof, of all things. So it's very much, this is like, it's like an MBT at top tier for War Thunder. Don't shoot the hull, don't shoot the cheeks. Shoot the gun, shoot the roof, shoot the lower glazes, and that's about it. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please hit the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.